Are these the greatest games of all time? Ranker.com creates a list of these great games by utilizing over 1 million votes by fans. Do we, the Megabit Misfits, agree? Start the music, please.
People who play games have children who play games.
Welcome to another episode of Megabit Misfits. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Mr. Ray Ray, also known as Latino Heat. We have Lee Boy XP, Blacktimus Prime, and we also have Rav, the Raverine.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Is it Raverine or Raverine?
No, the Raverine. I called him the Raverine.
All right. So.
You know what? Because he looks like, well, remember we was coming up, he had that Wolverine. He's the only one I can know.
He had the cut.
Yeah.
Chops.
All right. So I'm Latino. He's Blacktimus Prime, and he's the Raverine. Welcome to another episode. Okay, so on this episode, are these the greatest games of all time? Are these the greatest games of all time? This is something that people think about all the time, especially gamers. And we all have our different games that are greatest for us, because every single gamer has their game that kind of kicked them into the addiction of gaming. Am I correct so far on this, guys?
Yeah, yes, you are.
I know you. So somebody here had Tetris. Another one. What was your other one? You had a Star Wars game that you were obsessed with for a while, right, Lee Boy?
Yeah, Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, so we all have our gateway game. That's the best way.
Our
the best way to say it. Our addictions. So Ranker.com created a list. They literally got about 1.4 million.
Yeah, million votes and 75,000 or something like that voters or whatever the hell. But it's the way they did. They put it. They made the list and they let people upvote and downvote. You know, on how they feel the list should be.
Like and a Reddit thing.
Yeah, kind of like a Reddit thing. Basically that's it. And that's they re-rank all the lists, over time. So yeah, this is what the list they came up with.
Well, welcome back, Rav, to the video. Megabit Misfits. He was
still recovering. My voice chopped, but it's all good. Let's go.
All right, so let's get into the list. So, watching this, I mean, you can go to Ranker.com if you want an official list. Yes. This is not our list. This is the Ranker.com list. Greatest games of all time. Number 10. We're going backwards, people. Number 10, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. What do we think as number 10 of the greatest games of all time?
Who wants to go first on this one?
I'll go first. I'll go first. I want to go first on this one. Okay. I never played a Zelda game in my life. I am so sorry. I've seen them. They seem cool. They seem fun.
You've seen them. They've seen you. You never have.
Yeah, I've never played it.
Never took out of the date.
This is one that I heard great things about from a lot of people. So this is one that I really want to play. I was told not to start with this one, to start with others that I don't want to mention right now. But the thing is that I don't care where I start. So I'm going to try this game eventually. But if it's up there, it kind of brings some enthusiasm for me to get my ass off these shooting games and actually play Zelda game. But
that would require you to buy a Switch, though.
Oh, then I'm never playing it. Anyway, snap. I heard it was a great game. Maybe it should be a top 10 most popular. I don't know about greatest. At least not for me. It's not going to be there. But Rav, what do you think? Raverine.
I think this has a little bit of a bias when it comes to just being the modern take on the Zelda games. They're, not to say it's not a great game. It's probably one of the best Zelda games ever made. But going on what you were saying, you don't necessarily need to play them in order. You could start wherever you want. They all have their own separate storylines. But there's no specific timeline that you have to follow. So this is a good starting point to get in if you're really going to want to start to get into the Zelda game. So yeah, I mean, as far as greatest game of all time, I don't think it did anything really new. I think it took graphics for that art style to a new level.
Cell animation, right?
That cell shading, and all of that. But I don't think it did anything new, maybe, and I wouldn't even say it perfected it in any way, but like storytelling wise, it's a very good game. It's it's a there's a lot of things you can do in this game that with physics and things like that make it and it's just entertaining, fun, and but again, it doesn't do anything new, so I would not put it on as even top 10 for greatest game of all time. I wouldn't even put it as top 10.
Okay.
Right. I love Zelda. I love Zelda games, and I love this game.
Right. You have a good experience with the Zelda games. How many Zelda games have you played? All in all?
Almost all of them. But there's a few that I've missed or didn't finish or whatever it is. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll respect that. I respect that. Lee Boy, Black the Miss Prime.
Yes.
Where do you place this game?
Autobots roll out. Anyway. This one goes out to Kruja because he's my Nintendo head. So this is a shout out to you. He will not let this game down. We had arguments about this game and Witcher and stuff like that, and he swears by this game. Okay, so I've played it, and I've also played Tears. But I will say for the I don't want to sound crazy because a lot of Nintendo fanboys, they go crazy over the Nintendo games. But I would have to say after playing Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and looking at what they did, it's an innovative Zelda game. Coming from where the Zelda games were from before up into what they did now, it didn't reinvent the wheel, but there was a lot of great innovations that they put in the game to bring Zelda from where it was to where it's at now. You understand? So that's the reason why I think why this game ranks so high at number 10. Okay.
All right. I respect that as well. I'm so sorry again. I never played a Zelda game. My bad. All right. So moving
you're lucky
on.
We're keeping you here. You're lucky.
I appreciate that.
Delete him like last time.
You're right. Just boot them all.
Moving on. Number 9. Pokemon Red version. Can I go first again?
Oh gosh. Go ahead.
I've never played a Pokemon game in my life.
Jesus Christ.
You know why I never played a Pokemon game in my life? Because I never liked Pokemon. Never got into it. I never cared for it.
Please don't come at him, y'all. Leave him alone. He don't know what.
I mean, everybody likes what they like, right? I mean, I am a touch older than you guys. I know Pokemon was like the big thing for like people like maybe like 2 or 3 years younger than me at the time. Maybe 4 years younger than me, and I was like a Ninja Turtle head. I was, like
you didn't want to catch them all. You don't want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
No.
He said no.
No.
He said no.
I wanted a rat to teach me how to be a samurai and a ninja.
Hell yeah.
With green booger goo on you.
Right.
Hey.
You and me can relate to that because I also have never played a Pokemon game. Okay, wait. All right. I have a caveat to that because I played about a few hours of it, tricked into it, thinking it was like Zelda, and that threw me off because the original Red and Blue, I played it for an hour here and there, but I couldn't get into it. Once I realized what I was in, I was like, nah, this ain't for me. And then, the cartoon and all that, I was like, nah, this ain't for me. Not my thing.
Yeah, I apologize, Lee. Yeah. Like it was a cool, I guess, show. I never got this show either. That created a monster media storm of video games, toys, plushies, cards, the whole nine. And I respect it as a business. It is a Goliath. It is a monolith to freaking capitalism as much as possible.
Let's just
oh my
I'm just gonna get into it. I just not for me. Not for me.
While y'all were watching Pokemon, I was watching Ninja Scroll. Let's just say it like that. You know what I mean? I wasn't into it.
Vampire Hunter D.
I watched all of that. I watched all of that in 2nd grade. Okay. All of it. What?
Dragon Ball Z. Ninja Scroll in 2nd grade is a major problem, buddy.
I was on Dragon Ball Z for a minute.
Oh, you mean watching Ninja Scroll in 2nd grade is a major problem.
And I have confirmation. Trust me. Back to Pokemon. Pokemon Red. The Pokemon franchise pretty much, took off once the cartoon became widely popular. And then once they dropped that game, it was a wrap. That game had no choice but to sell gangbusters. I'm telling you, that game, and that's what I had. I had Red. I didn't have the Charizard Charizard was the flagship character on the Red cartridge, and then they had Blue, which was Blastoise, I think. Yep. So yeah, man, that was the closest connection to being in that Pokemon world. So if you loved Pokemon at that time when those games dropped, you copped it, and I'm probably saying that probably sold a lot of Game Boys too. So for it being that where it's at, I could definitely see why it's in the ranking of one of the top 10 greatest video games of all time, voted by people.
Blastoise was a turtle or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She shot water or something?
Shot water, yes.
Okay. I think I knew that. And there was an electric rat, right?
Who was that Pokemon?
It's Ray.
There was an electric rat. Oh, no, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I had an ex-girlfriend from high school.
That's Pikachu.
And she called me Snorlax. And I was like, what the fuck is a Snorlax? Anyway.
All right, next.
Next game. Son of a bitch. Number 8 is Minecraft.
We 3 for 3 on this one,
again. Can I go first again?
Oh my God, go ahead.
I never played Minecraft. I never will play Minecraft.
Oh,
Raverine.
Yeah, Minecraft. I get it. My Minecraft should be on the list for greatest game of all time. I don't know if I would put it at number 8. Maybe a little bit lower, but definitely belongs there because of all the fanfare that it's gotten and money. Well, not even money, because it was made by a very small team of like 1 guy, 2 guys originally, and then it just took off with young kids and all that stuff. So it built up. It built a big following, and then eventually Microsoft, the Titan, bought them. You know what I mean? But yeah, it definitely earned its place up on the greatest game of all time. So I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Black the Miss Prime.
I agree. I ain't got nothing to follow that up with. That's pretty much everything I was gonna say. It got popular. Kids love it. Can't deny that it has an impact. Graphical wise, it's not the best looking game, but I think the fun outweighs, how it looks. So I agree. I agree with everything he said.
Okay, so Minecraft. I've heard of Minecraft for decades already, and because it's been on for a very long time.
Yes.
And I never got into it. I never liked the way it looked. I saw some people play it, and then I heard that we spoke about it before, that somebody built a supercomputer in it, right? That Rafa told me before, or they built a universe and whatever. And it was really, really cool things. It was not for me from the beginning, so I'm not trying to. If you like Minecraft, that's wonderful. I'm not trying to dig it down. I'm just trying to make a joke out of it. But for me, it had no effect on me personally. That's why these games, the first 3 we went through, was like they're just names for me. So. Yeah. No disrespect to anybody who loves these games.
Minecraft is the perfect example of a game that it's fun. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's quality over quantity with that game. You know what I'm saying? Just right there. It's the poster child for that.
It grows creativity in young kids. Yeah, so it definitely works out for them.
Yeah. All right, I like that. That's great. Okay, I respect it. Okay, I take back the F Minecraft. I take that back.
See, we could be corrected here.
Yes, we're open-minded. That's fine. Not for me, but hey, you guys enjoy it. Okay, now number 7. Number 7 is the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. And does anybody want to go first on this one?
I've my bad. I've never played Minecraft. I've never played Skyrim. My fault. Yeah.
Oh,
we had no idea.
We had no clue. This is news to me. I've never heard this before on this channel.
Okay. Respect it all to death, but not for me.
Okay, so Skyrim for me is one of my favorite, if not my favorite game of all time, for me personally, or one. I'll put it in my top 3. But the thing is that Skyrim, when I first played Skyrim, I thought, it's kind of slow, it's kind of whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I kind of got into it more and more into the lore, more into the fantasy, the dragons, the shields, the building this, building that, crafting this, crafting that. And I fell in love with the game within weeks of me trying to play this game. And then it became an obsession. And then, life, you get a girlfriend, you get, whatever. And you get a job, you school, whatever. But then I kept going back to this freaking game over the years. Like they kept re-releasing, just like Lee Boy said, they re-released the re-release, they re-released the remaster, the refunction, the re-update, high fidelity, the low fidelity, and the anniversary, and I bought the game 5 times, and I've played the game all the way through once. The other times I kind of will get like 70%, 80%, and blah 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 blah. And I'm still playing now on my PC because I bought it for like $8 or like a year or two ago or some shit. And I still play this game. I love everything about this game. I would love if they made a remake with the higher end graphics of today's graphics, because what they did with Oblivion, I loved. And if they give the same respect to Skyrim, let's say a few years from now for when they will upgrade it again. And then all the modder community for this game. The modder community for this game just kept me going. And it's something that I love this game. So yes, it should definitely be part of the top 10. But from it being 7, I think it's too low on the list. It should be much higher up in the top 3. Lee Boy, what do you think?
Man, definitely one of my personal favorite games of all time, hands down. I love this game, and I would love for them to do a remake or another, a modern take on it, because we had so many other games that came out after it, like Witcher. I point to that game, Breath of the Wild. We got here on this list. Those games took what that game did and pushed it beyond it. So even though while this game is still ranked higher than Breath of the Wild, there are things in Breath of the Wild that I wish were in this game. And I think the reason why this game still holds a prominent place is because the modding community, you hit it right on there. They kept this game alive. There's so many things they add to the game, and it shows the potential of where this game could go. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people love Skyrim, because initially off the bat, vanilla Skyrim is hands down great. But when you add some mods to it, you hard pressed to find another game better than it if you got a modded Skyrim. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like chef kiss, But I believe it deserves to be in the top 10 or anybody's list when it comes down to, especially open, because there's different types of games. You got sports games, you got Pokemon, that's a creature capture game. But for just games in general, hands down, this got to be in your top 10. Skyrim, it got to be.
If it was for open world games, I think it would be the top 2.
Oh yeah, easy.
Definitely.
Top 5. I would say top 5. I wouldn't, because there's other games I feel like that do what they did better, but it's like you got to put respect on their name because they did it Skyrim first, and look how long they did it for.
Skyrim for me is like the OG.
Yeah,
it's the one that's
big homie. That's the big homie.
yeah, that's the one that be like, you guys are much younger than me. Yeah, you got some cool little features, but if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be here. Type of thing. It has that stoic. That's that stoic feeling to it. Anyway, moving on. Skyrim is awesome. Moving on. Number 6, Super Mario World. Anybody want to take this one? We all played this. Fucking
yeah.
Lee, you hit this one first.
All right. Well, I'm the Genesis head here. I'm not a Nintendo. I dropped out of Nintendo right after when the Genesis came in. So Nintendo, right, the regular Nintendo, I had it. Super Nintendo, I did not have it. I played it, but I was in Genesis head. But Super Mario World, when that joint dropped, people went bananas and crazy off this game. I remember shout out to my homeboy Kruger, just kept constantly talking about how great this game was and how better it was than the previous games that were on the regular NES. Because remember, when the next console comes out, they got to up the ante. They got to, how do we take it from here? Remember, Super Mario 3, for the longest, and I'm surprised that I could confidently say it's not on this list for the top 10, because that game...
It's probably
what?
No, that I think those two games should be like tied for this list.
Is it
3 and Mario World.
I respect that as well. I respect that.
You know, because Super Mario 3 for the longest was like the de facto Super Mario game. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you can do in that game. Then when your man put that cape on, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. You couldn't tell nobody nothing when you could put that cape on. So he was Super Mario for real, for real. So yeah, I agree that Super Mario World definitely deserves to be in the top 10. But I'm shocked to not see Super Mario 3 in here.
Yeah.
Very true, very true. But just like what Rav said, or the Ravarine established, that Super Mario 3 and this one maybe should be tied for number 6, maybe even a touch higher, maybe 5, tied for number 5. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's a great game. We are down to the last 5, everyone. The last 5. Bear with us because the next one is going to be GTA 5, and it's number 5. GTA 5, we can all agree, without getting into too much detail, GTA 5 is one of the greatest games of all time.
Hands down.
Yes, yeah, I think it's in a great place at number 5.
Game spanned 3 generations of consoles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That says everything you need to hear about it.
And they remade it several times. It's for me, it's there with Skyrim. Like, it's one of those that you can do anything and everything, and in a modern compared to Skyrim, in a more realistic setting and violence and everything. GTA 5 deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Any disagreement? Any add-on? Anything else?
No. The only thing I would say is that before this game, I would say San Andreas you could have put there. You know what I'm saying? As far as
actually, like I hated San Andreas. But okay.
What?
I hated San Andreas.
Oh my!
If I want San Andreas, if I want to play San Andreas, I go outside from where I used to live in Brooklyn. Okay, I'm a New Yorker from Brooklyn. If I want the San Andreas, I just went outside to the street.
But that's what pretty much GTA 5 Online is. It's pretty much almost San Andreas, but it's just an updated version. But that's about it. That was my only take when it came down to GTA 5. That if that wasn't there, if they didn't make this game, I would say San Andreas probably would have fell in there. That's it.
I like Grand Theft Auto 3.
I like Vice City.
I like Vice City. I like Vice City better than San Andreas, to be honest.
You know.
Yeah, I would say
that's
that.
Fine. Yeah, I take that because I love the music in Vice City.
Moving on, number 4. At number 4, I am very happy with number 4, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Anybody want to go first on this? Because I don't want to take too much time with The Witcher because I could talk about The Witcher for a lot. But I'm gonna try to break myself down to 45 seconds. Okay,
let's go. Do it.
Okay,
and count.
The Witcher 3 is absolutely amazing, from the graphics, from the mechanical, the display of it, from the actual storylines, from the side quests to the main storyline, from all the characters, from the character acting to the design of the characters, to the design of the board, to the levels, to how you get into the freaking quest, to how long something can happen when you're going traveling from point A to point B, when something weird happens and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And all of a sudden something else takes you to somewhere else. And then you have the side monsters on top of the side monsters. You have the weather change on a regular basis, day and night. And on top of that, you have the magical spells, all the weapons, and what else can I possibly say? The upgrade system was fantastic, and the ending was fucking crazy, especially when you walked into, I don't want to go into the world, but great game,
fantastic. Everything you said, I agree with it. Yes.
Damn it, boobies.
Yeah.
Boobies.
How did we get here?
There are boobies in the game.
That was not on the list. That was not. How did we get here?
And wait, right. Because of the boobies, he broke the 45-second.
Oh my gosh! No soup for you.
No soup for me.
I listen. I'm with Mr. Rav. I agree. I'm with Ravarine. Yeah, I agree. Everything you just mentioned, man. Thank you for taking 40-some plus seconds to take everything we were gonna say away. Thank you. I'm fine.
We're good.
Yeah, because I don't think I missed anything except for the movies part.
I don't think you missed anything. I'm like, okay. Save something for me.
Music was awesome. The music, the soundtrack to the game was awesome. So
yes, it was.
All right. If you've never played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, please buy that shit now.
That would be
you get it for like $10.
That's one of the games that, even though I love, as much as I love Skyrim, I love The Witcher just a wee bit more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's I can see that. I give Skyrim the credit, GTA 5 the credit, but Wild Hunt is just, that's something that's just like perfection. Yeah.
And you miss Gwent. You miss Gwent. Gwent in the game is dope. That little game in it. Yeah. I love that game.
It had, the game was so good. It had a side game spawned from it, and then that became its own culture. And freaking a phenomenal viral
Not great
game.
Though, but
but it still blew up though. It still blew up.
Yeah, because it came from the game. You saw where it come from. If you buy Witcher 3, the Gwent in that game is way better than what they got for the side game. But again, like you said, it was so good that they said, hey, we can move on and make another one. You know what I'm saying? But yes, Witcher 3 definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Definitely, hands down.
Fantastic. I love when we agree on the shit. Okay. Number 3, I think we should, most likely we will all agree on. I don't think it should be number 3.
That I agree with.
But Red Dead Redemption 2. So, anybody want to take 45 seconds?
So just real quick to get it out the way, I did play portion. I did play a little bit of this. I didn't finish it. I couldn't get into it, and we've spoken about this before. I'm not into Western type, like just Western cowboys type of games, so I couldn't get into it. But it's a great game. I respect it. Love what Rockstar did. Good game. Storyline's great. I just couldn't get into it. That's all I got to say about it. But I think it deserves to be on the list.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. We talked about it before being very underrated as a game in itself, because like we said before, like when people name like their favorite games or the franchises we thought would sell a lot of copies, we was like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like only when someone else brings it up that people remember, oh, this is actually a great game. It's not like it's something that's on everybody's tongue when they talk about the greatest games of all time. But for this list here, people that voted, they spoke out and said, hey, we do remember Red Dead Redemption 2. For me, I didn't finish the game. I don't finish, which is crazy. When it come down to like Rockstar games, like Grand Theft Auto and stuff, it's hard for me to finish those games because I have so much fun not doing the main story. I have so much fun creating my own madness and havoc that I'm running around the world that, oh, I got a quest over here. I don't do it. So I don't finish these games. So I've never finished Red Dead Redemption 2. But for it to be one of the top 10 greatest games of all time voted by people, I agree. What I don't agree with, it's its placement. I agree with it being in the list though. But yeah, that's my take on it.
So disappointing. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a fucking masterpiece of video game engineering. I would place this one above The Witcher 3 because of everything I said for The Witcher 3, everything for the Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. But also there's I love the Western thing because there's not too many Western anything that's good. You know what I mean? So the Red Dead Redemption 2 to come out, and the only other thing that's close to it is Red Dead Redemption 1, another fantastic game. But Red Dead Redemption 2 brought everything from 1, brought it up another level, and then God tiered it throughout the years with the modders, with the support from actual Rockstar from it. It's fantastically written, fantastically voice acted video game. It is like a cinematic fucking master. It's just a masterpiece in my eyes. There is nothing I can say bad about this game because from the storytelling of each individual character and how they're interacting with each other as you go throughout the storyline, whether you go on a side quest or not, whether you do something or not, affects them. And then when you go back to a town and you see, hey, I remember this character when I was here 18 quests ago, and now all of a sudden he's homeless in the street, but he had a house and family. What happened to your family? And you ask him a question, and be like, oh, they done ran me out of my house, and they took my wife and my kids. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can you help me find them? Oh, yeah, we'll help you find them. And all of a sudden, you start going buck crazy, finding whatever. Then you find another thing. And one of the greatest missions, one of the side quests, I just want to mention this before I will go to the next one. There's a side quest that I think there's a famous viral TikTok or viral reel or video on YouTube reel or something like that out there, where a guy, he's playing Red Dead Redemption 2. He's running into the forest, and he's just like, oh, I don't know where I'm going, so I'm just going to go straight to the forest, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, he sees a bunch of people in the middle of the forest off in the distance, and there's a fire burning, and he goes, oh, well, let's see what the hell's going on over here. Because no quest sent them that way. No side mission sent them that way. He just wanted to walk in a direction. And when he walked in the direction, he found, and I don't want to bring up a bad thing over here, but he found a meeting of bad people in the middle of the woods.
Jeez.
That they were doing something bad in the middle of the woods. They were dressed in white, by the way. They would have not liked any of us, by the way. And because of him, he's like, oh, and this is old wild west western, right? So you know what I'm talking about. And he came out, he goes, oh, time to wreak havoc on these and he just started dynamiting them, destroying them, whatever. Took one, tied him to the horse, dragged his body, all this, brought him over to a train rail, put him to the train rail, tied him to the train rail, and let the dude sit there. It's like this game thought of so many different things to add into the story and little threads of storylines that was fucking fantastic. And on top of that, there's a whole alien thing that's actually connected to The Witcher and another game, I believe.
Isn't that Grand Theft Auto? And Grand Theft Auto also had
Grand Theft Auto. Not The Witcher, Grand Theft Auto. Because one part of San Andreas in Vice City is what used to be Red Dead Redemption a couple hundred years earlier. So it was great. It was great. I think it should be higher on the list. It should be higher than number 3.
Wow.
For me, it should definitely be higher than number 2, which we're going to talk about right now. Super Mario 64, number 2, greatest game of all time. Guys, how do you feel about Super Mario 64?
It deserves to be on the top 10. I don't know if it deserves to be this high up. It introduced 3D gaming. I mean, what else can you say about that? Like, if it wasn't for that innovation in Nintendo that Nintendo had, we wouldn't have any joystick controls. We wouldn't have 3D gaming the way it is, the platforming that we had at the time. Like, that's the game that sparked it all. So it definitely deserves to be up there. And even to this day, like, it's still one of the best felt games. Like, if you go and play Mario 64 and you just have him running around and you're just jumping throughout all these different things, it feels good. It makes it's fun to play. The controls, their refinement in controls for a game that old was like amazing, you know? So like, for it to be on this list, it definitely makes sense. And I think enough people have played it with all the remakes that they've also put out of this game for it to make sense, because they did put it out on 3DS. They put it out on all of the virtual systems and all of every other system that came out after, where you could either rebuy it or download it or whatever, or somehow play it. So it definitely makes sense for it to be on the list. Enough people have played it. So it's a good game. You know, I mean, it started also the collectathons of having to collect over 100 and something stars. I think 106 stars with the original one. So yeah, it's a good game.
Okay. I would say it being that high on the list at number 2, I'm not. To me, this is me personally, I wouldn't put it that high. But I will say this about the game. Super Mario 64 was an experience. I'm gonna tell you straight up. There's a reason why that old commercial, when that kid opened that box up, it's a Nintendo 64. These fucking yells and shit. Like, there was a reason when Super Mario 64 dropped, Mario was dropped into a 3D world. Okay, he was able to run around, jump, hop, and say "Ahoy!" all he wanted. Okay, drop on his ass and all that. This dude was now in this world where a castle was at. He's jumping through maps. He's going through all kind of stuff in this game. And it was definitely an experience, because we've never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? As far as like that being done, especially with a character as popular as Mario, you had to be there for that. This is the father of the Odyssey, the Mario Galaxy, all of these new games that's coming out. owe and pay respects to Super Mario 64. Okay. So for it to be in the top 10 list, I mean, it wouldn't be in. It's because I'm not a Nintendo head, so that's not a knock to anybody if you're watching. But I feel like it being at number 2 to be that high, I don't know. But to be top 10, I would say yes, because you had to be there. It's almost like how Skyrim, like if you tell somebody, "Yo, Skyrim is a great game," and they'll be like, "Okay," and they go back to playing, like, I don't think it was all that hot. Because now you're comparing that to Cyberpunk, you're comparing that to Witcher, you're comparing that to the Breath of the Wilds, and you don't see the spark that made that game so great. So right now, if we tell somebody to go play Super Mario 64, they might, right. It's not even nostalgic. I mean, for us, it's nostalgic, but for them, it's just like, I don't see nothing different, because what does Super Mario 64 do that Odyssey doesn't do, but do better? Because it's improved upon that formula. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some of these games are an experience in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason why they're so high on these lists. Because remember, this is not about how much they sold, about that people are saying that these are the greatest games of all time. So Super Mario 64 to be in the top 10, I can see that.
For me, Super Mario 64, yes, definitely a good game. Definitely fun. I remember playing it with a few people here and there. Also, me and Raph played it back in the day when we were younger. But I can understand because of its influence that it had, just like Raph was talking about, that it's on this list. But me personally, it's not something it would even cross my mind when someone would ask me, "Oh, what do you think is the greatest top games of all time?" Super Mario 64 would even be there. Mario 3, sure. Mario World, sure. But this one, I don't know. I guess I missed the train of Super Mario 64's influence. Also, I hated the 64's controller. And that stopped.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it was like
I don't know what they were thinking with that one, bro.
Am I milking a cow, motherfucker? Like, what's going on? like the thumbstick, like whatever. That should look like a spaceship.
And that's what's funny with me is that I can't imagine playing Mario 64 without that controller, though. That's what's weird. Like I can play it. I've done it, on the 2 joystick controller, but like I can't really, like, it doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? Those controls were for that system, and you controlled the camera a specific way, and like it felt right. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say the reason why you're saying that, because that's the controller that came with the game, so they go hand in hand. Like when you see Super Mario 64, you got to think of that damn controller. You got to, because that's what you had to play that game. You know what I mean?
Man, I'd rather play keyboard and mouse than that controller. As it was trash. That controller trash.
Damn.
Sorry. Man. And we all know how Mr. Ray feels about his controllers. Okay.
Like I said, one wired, one Bluetooth.
All right.
Okay, moving on. So Super Mario 64 for me, isn't there? Okay, so moving on, number 1. 2, I gotta say this a special way, right? I gotta say, okay. Ranker.com's greatest video game of all time, over 1 million votes. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time. There you go. I don't care if I fucked it up.
I call it Ocarina. I'll be messing that up too. I'll be butchering that all years.
Ocarina of Time. The Secrets of Time. I don't know.
Oh my
The
God.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Never played it.
Do you remember earlier when you said people were telling you, like, you got to, start somewhere?
Yes.
That would have been. I'm pretty sure they told you that was the one.
That's exactly the one that they told me.
Yep.
Was the Ocarina of Time. So I was like, okay, so they wanted me to start with the best game supposedly, and then go to the second tier ones. That's kind of messed up.
No, because listen, Mr. Rav, you gonna take it?
So Ocarina of Time is the granddaddy of all open world games. It is what started it all. It's the first game to have the entire map just laid out for you, and you could just go in any direction. It is the first game that gave you a full horseback in 3D that you can go ride on. It took a couple of weeks or I believe a couple of months after the Nintendo 64 came out, before this game came out, or even a year later or something like that. But there was no other game that did it at that time, and there was no such thing. Like, everybody just imagined the way Zelda was from that overhead view, like what it would be like, or, you know, when they picture this is what you pictured, you know what I mean? Like, in your head, this is what it must be like when you think of Legend, when the movie Legend, when you think of Willow, this is the video game form of that game. And those classics, those nostalgic movies, put it in your head that could you imagine what a Zelda movie would be like? And this was what it was. You know what I mean? Like, it had everything. It had the villain. It had the secret characters that you didn't know who they really were until they were revealed. And then, like, it had all these mysteries and, like, all this world building and all. Like, it was just such a magical, amazing time. You know what I mean? And it makes sense on why, to me, it would be number one. As far as this list ranks, just because of, if it wasn't for this, we wouldn't have nothing of what we have now.
So you're telling me, you're honestly telling me, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and I want to say with respect, because the way you just described it, I was like, let me give this as much respect as I want people to give Skyrim. Okay, you're telling me Ocarina of Time influenced Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls in general? Period.
Yeah. No, it didn't. Go ahead. I'll let you see a piece.
To some extent, just in an open world sense, I say it does. In a fantastical world type of sense, in storytelling, like I don't know Skyrim, so I couldn't tell you yes or no specifically off that, but. Okay. It just in general, like they didn't necessarily have crafting, but you had to put items together to create new items. So technically that's kind of crafting, you know, there was things that this game had that were so ahead of its time that people didn't really catch on to until way later. And, you know, to me, it's just, it started it all. Like, there's nothing else that you can say for, as far as open world games, that something wasn't taken from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Okay. I agree with what he's saying. In that sense, when you're talking about, because you're saying inspired by, I'm like, whoa, the Elder Scrolls was on PC way before then. I believe they had their own Daggerfall with some of the stuff they had, and that in the arena they had a bunch of games. But I think what Mr. Rav is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, what he's saying pretty much is, the idea of having this type of thing being an open world setting, made it possible to be like, hey, we could take this fantasy world and do what they did in the open world setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, make these things 3D, because like you said, Zelda, the Ocarina of Time, or Ocarina of Time, whatever, it is the sword and shield. This closest thing you at that time when you're gonna get to D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, somebody with a sword, an elf fighting monsters and stuff in an open world setting where you actually see them get on the horse. You know what I'm saying? When you actually see them swinging the sword, we could see the character. You could do all of these things. So yes, in that sense, I agree. But as far as like influencing what Elder Scrolls was, nah. But influencing that 3D form, like, oh, we can take it from here, from an over top view to in 3D world, then yes. In that sense, I agree. Right. Because that's the game that if anybody's going to tell you about Zelda, before you touch Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, they're going to ask you, did you play the Ocarina of Time? Because there's also a game mechanic in that game that to this day, I haven't seen anyone do, as far as like tying that into the story. And that was the fact that you get this, it's the Ocarina, right?
The Ocarina,
you would play that, and you travel back in time, bro.
You travel, that was another thing that nobody had ever done like that before. Right. It was time travel, because the game centers around this, like on Final Fantasy VII, there's an imminent destruction coming to the world, and it's getting closer. And as you're playing, it's getting closer and closer and closer. So you have to figure out all of these puzzles and all of this other stuff, but they don't give you all the clues.
So in order for you to get everything that you need to solve whatever's going on, you got to play that damn flute and go back in time. So all of the stuff that you're learning, putting all the pieces together to try to stop what's going on. Yeah, nobody else was doing that, bro.
Yeah, you'll plant the seed back in the day, and then when you go back to the adult Link, the tree will be built. You know what I mean? Like the tree will be have grown, and then there's something there for you, to get later on. You know what I mean? So like those mechanics were different. Nothing had been done like that before. Well, I can't necessarily say that because Chrono Trigger existed, but either way, there were things that it definitely did that nobody had done before.
Okay, so Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is well placed for you guys.
Me personally,
for me, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say because this is very subjective. Because, and again, this leads into my point. On this list, if you notice, every game we went through, there's 5 games up here are from Nintendo. 5, okay, that's half the list. Okay, so that what I'm saying to you by that is that pretty sure Nintendo, people that love Nintendo would love this list. Me personally, I agree to them being in the top 10. And I respect them being there, but for me personally, I wouldn't have that at the number 1 spot. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? But do I respect it that people voted and put it there? Yeah, I can't knock that. If they're saying that that's what it is, because I know for a fact how good that game was. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I respect it. I respect that. Well, that is the ranker.com list voted by 1.4 million people. That is the top 10 greatest video games of all time. So now, just to end the video, what games do you guys feel are missing from this list?
So for me, I would say a game that's not on this list that I believe one day will creep into this list. I'm telling you that right now. It's not there right now at this moment, but I believe it will creep into this list.
I think I know.
And that is Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, no.
Baldur's Gate 3 will somehow, some way creep into... I know what you were thinking, because I love that game too. Hell to the year. But that's like the greatest RPG games of all time. That game will be in it. I'm not going to say what it is. If you know, you know. But I think Mr. Ray know what I'm talking about. But Baldur's Gate 3, I feel like, should be one of the greatest games of all time. But then again, that's subjective only because that's an RPG game. I think this list here is probably, games from anywhere that could be, RPG. You got platformers, you know what I'm saying? So, and you got Pokemon's a creature capture. So it's like, I feel like Baldur's Gate 3, because of how good that game is and innovation, and that's the closest you'll ever get if you ever want to play a Dungeons and Dragons game, like 3D campaign thing. Like, that is a superior RPG game just because of how close you can do so many things in that game, as far as like throw water on somebody, then shoot lightning at them. Now the fucking water is electrocuted. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. The things they thought of to put in this game. And again, based off of Dungeons and Dragons, customization, the modding, everything that made Skyrim such a great game, they put it in here, but on a way stronger story-based turn. You know what I'm saying? So if you like turn-based tactical combat, I believe Baldur's Gate 3 one day is going to creep into it. I'm telling you, it's going to be in the top 10 one day.
I have a few games that I feel are going to wind up considered some of the greatest games ever. One of them might surprise you, but Cyberpunk 2077, even though it had a horrible startup, it became something special, because with modders, with the support from the same guys who made Witcher 3, what is it, Red? I forgot the
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red. They supported the game. They fixed a bunch of problems with it. They updated updated a bunch as possible. They added to it. They added Liberty City. They added a whole bunch of great weapons, vehicles, driving mechanics. They fixed a bunch of stuff that was wrong with it when it released. And it's gonna be considered one of these days, maybe not top 10, but maybe top 20 greatest games of all time. Another game I'm going to throw in there is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, if again, rough start, after 7 years of support, and they're still going strong. And the game has changed several times and opened up to millions of people overall. I think there's still a player base of like 100,000 people playing it on Steam at any given time. That game I think it should be up there now because it's been out for quite some time. And my final throw in there is gonna be Ghost of Tsushima. That you guys heard me rave about that game many times, and I think that's gonna be up there eventually, or at least if not in the greatest games of all time, in the greatest games of samurai or ninja, Japanese, with open world, it's gonna be up there, definitely, because I would put that not above Skyrim, but like slightly below it. That's how much fun I had with that game, and still having fun with it because I'm playing it for the third time.
Mr. Rad, take it away.
Only game I would add on here would probably be the only game that I feel is missing from this would be Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2, just because the hold that game had at the arcade machines back in the day, how many people would put their quarters lined up on that screen. That game locked everybody in back, and it started and kicked off all the fighting game history, like everything from fighting games came out after that owes everything to Street Fighter 2. I mean, how many other versions of that game came out, Turbo Edition and all of that? Like, it's just one of those games that just needs to, like, it definitely needed to be on this
17.
list, come on. I mean, it got made more times than Skyrim, so let's go.
I thought you were going to say Chrono Trigger, because I know Chrono Trigger, you love
Chrono
that.
Trigger would have been good, but he said Final Fantasy, so I'll take that. It's not a Final Fantasy game, but it's a Final Fantasy adjacent, so I'll take that.
So, fellas, what's missing on this list? Well, not missing, but what I noticed as well is the fact that not Minecraft. Minecraft been around for a hot minute, right? But there's also been, like, where's Call of Duty at? Where is Fortnite? Like, these games are still massively popular to this day. Why aren't they not on this list?
They're not the greatest. They're not.
They're good at what they do.
Yeah, they're good in their genre.
I think these games are just the more rounded, like the games that you're playing when you're not playing your genre games. So if you're playing a shooter, this isn't a shooter. This is the game you're playing when you're done with your shooter. That's where these games fit in. You know what I mean? These are the time eaters.
That's why I had asked before. Well, before we started recording to everybody watching, if you got this far, hopefully retention lasts. Damn it. The question I asked before was what would you consider the greatest, right? So for me personally, what I consider the greatest is a mixture of a few things. Great story, cool style of graphics. So it could look real, it could look cartoony, it could look whatever. As long as it has a cool look to it that's visually appealing to the eye. Great mechanics. Mechanics a lot of people kind of skip out on for some reason, but like Spider-Man swinging. Beautiful. Once they got it down, and especially the last 2 or 3 games, like the Miles Morales, why isn't Spider-Man 2 up here? So mechanics. So you have to have story, cool style, mechanics. You have to have fun factor, replayability. You have to have certain things in there that bring you back to it. All right, so Record.com created a list. 1,000,004 people voted. That was their top 10 list. I don't really agree with the list. I agree with some of the lists, but not the whole thing. But anyway, I am Mr. Ray Ray, also known as Latino Heat. That's Leeboy XP, also known as Black Themis Prime. And that is Rav, known as the Raverine.
You got to animate the claws on it.
You're like, hold on, 1 second.
Oh, my
You keep that in there. You keep that in there. Thank you for watching. This is Megabit Misfits. Please watch our last episode and our other episodes, and please follow, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so that way you know when we're on. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, the TikTok, the YouTube, The YouTube,
Hit that
the
bell
YouTube,
notification
the
so
YouTube.
you know when we
Yes.
upload videos.
Yes, please follow, share the whole nine, and remember, whether you love it or whether you hate it, play
the game. Come on,
games
why
that
you
Play the games.
Why
that
did you go so
they
slow? He
fuck
was like,
up
play.
on purpose. They do this shit on purpose. Play games that you enjoy. Shit,
These guys.
we're never gonna get that.